Under. Will it be Turkey or Belarus? Shuffling around here. Dramatic scenes from the top of the Accors Hotel Arena, but back down mat side. Marzaliuk pushing and prodding. Adar on the back foot ever so slightly.
Contact.
Yasemin Adar, Turkey, 25 years old.
Adar battling, Marzaliuk looking for the answers here. Well, this one a real tough and tousled contender. The referee having a look.
And again, that passivity point in about first passivity in about the first 45 to 50 seconds.
Well, not much to choose between them in the opening minute here. That passivity, the only thing hanging over them. Marzaliuk tied up. The Turk Adar trying to adapt.
And their body style is very similar. If you look at in the bronze medal matches, these two much more powerful, long, lanky, and they use their length very well. Marzaliuk with a great sprawl. She uses her length to get away, keeps the head down of Adar very well.
But did she sacrifice prime position there?
She did the right thing with that chest lock. She attempted the front headlock roll through. I think she stopped a little early on it. And when she didn't pop her hips, Adar was able to pass the elbow in the 30-second shot clock. So she was in that 30 seconds. Now they're going to take I believe, an official's challenge here. I don't think it's a coach's challenge. Nope.
Yeah, I think you're right. There was a conversation with the officials only.
So they're bringing over just to make sure that they're on that chest lock, on that roll through, there was an exposure.
Well, let's have a little look for ourselves here, Brian.
It's close. That is going to be a very subjective. That could go either way. That was right at the 90 to 93 degrees.
91.5.
Well, I'll tell you if it's 89 or 91 here in just a second.
It's a shame we've got the 3 degrees playing in the background. That would have been better, but it's not. It's the 2 stands.
I don't think they went wrong by looking at it.
I agree.
I like the fact that these 3 officials, no argument, they just wanted to make sure they got it right.
Marzaliuk has to try and find a way back into this one. Good work from the judges.
Marzaliuk has very heavy hands. She grabs and attacks and pulls. Oh, beautiful arm spin for Adar. I think she was trying to take Marzaliuk's arm with her.
That was a bit too much there, as you rightly said. The referee intervening and saying just keep it within the realms of wrestling rather than the arm bar of jiu-jitsu.
Which honestly didn't make much sense to me because she hit the arm spin. She had the pressure on Marzaliuk's head. She could have just come behind for a 2-point takedown, but instead she went for big points when she didn't need them. So that was a bad opportunity not taken.
Missed opportunity. But Marzaliuk will be happy as she's got Adar on the edge, but good spin from the Turk though.
Now, the leg is inside, so it won't be a takedown until Marzaliuk's leg comes out. And there it is, 2-point takedown. So if the leg goes to the inside, whether you're around the chest or around the head or not, it doesn't matter. It's got to come to the outside, and you have to be fully behind your opponent.
Well, she was behind her opponent. She's now in front. Marzaliuk finds the technical skill to take that 2-point takedown. She has criteria, and we are into the closing stages of this opening period. Referee having a look at the locked fingers, or in fact the little bit of a choke hold there, but holding on to the lead Marzaliuk.
So in looking at that score, for fans at home, if this is your first ever wrestling match you watch, the line that's underneath the 2 means that that wrestler at this time, if the match were to end, holds criteria. The criteria on this one, since they both had 2-point takedowns, the wrestler that scores the last takedown gets the victory. Now, if there were 2 1-point moves and 1 2-point move, the criteria would go to the highest point, which would be the 2-point takedown. Right there, a little limp knee. Pulls it out. After watching the last Turk, I'm squeamish after watching that knee go to the outside. I watched you wince as well.
Just read my mind. That's exactly what I was thinking. Please don't let it happen again. I don't know if we can stomach it, and thankfully it didn't. There was no need for that. They're back on it now. Adar and Marzaliuk in this final, under 75 kilogram gold at stake. As Brian Hazard has explained, Marzaliuk has that merest of advantages. Can Adar put some pressure on? Good work from the referee, making those instructions clear.
To me, Marzaliuk really had a wrist tie very tight towards her. It was going to be hard for her to open up, because if she pulls the arm back, she pulls her opponent right into her. If she brings it up, she leaves her body open for an attack. So smart by Marzaliuk to do that. Now chest to chest, let's see if one of these athletes looks for the big points, the big throw. Are they going to take a risk from this under-over position? No, they call it stalemate. Nothing was going to happen in the eyes of the official, so he blew the whistle and says, let's start again.
They're starting again to attack. Adar trying to force her way forward here. Marzaliuk, can she sneak round the back? Good defense from the Turk. She stands.
Stayed a little bit too long on her knees, which gave Marzaliuk another attempt. I feel like she could have gotten up to her feet. She's doing a great job of keeping parallel Marzaliuk. But now Marzaliuk has a hold of that foot and now has an angle. That's going to be a 2-point takedown.
She had to work for that one, did Marzaliuk? Can she get round? It's a question of when, not if. And as you called it, Brian, there it is. And the clock's ticking now as Adar tries to sprawl and stand.
What he said.
Exactly. Well, the coach, of course, very passionate about the wrestling, trying to give his athlete as much encouragement as possible, and Adar is going to need it. The coach pushing her on. Marzaliuk, well, that slip throw missed.
With only 1 minute to go, I don't know. I think she's the anxiety's taking over, and she thinks she needs a big move. Really, all she needs is a 2-point takedown, and she's been in deep several times. If she can get her head up and her hips underneath of her on one of these attacks, she can score. So let's see if she gets to a single.
She gives up the space, though. Good defense from Adar. She snuck around the back this time, wasn't in one clear movement. The referee not giving it. Gives the 2 though this time, eventually. And as you said, Adar needed 2 to get back into it.
Now she's got criteria. Now, she has to stop shooting straight on to Adar. She's going straight on. She needs an angle because Marzaliuk's hips are so good. Now, as Marzaliuk was spinning around, they're going to ask a challenge that it would be 2 and 2. They think that Marzaliuk had the initial 2, and then the kind of the lat pull. She reached and grabbed her lat and used her hips to pull her over and step over. I think that's a valid, because it's going to be a takedown, so she's only going to lose 1 point. She's already losing by criteria. It's not a bad challenge to make.
Well, how important is this moment here? Marzaliuk had the advantage. Adar fought for it, and as you rightly said, changed her tactics, went from looking for the big throw, just took the 2-point takedown. This video replay challenge could be crucial. Also, importantly, gives Marzaliuk a chance to get her breath back. She only needs, well, even a push-out point or a takedown would seal it for the Belarusian.
I think it's a good challenge, and I think it was a good call from my eyes. I think that there was never control before Adar came up on top.
Well, let's see who's going to come out on top in this one. The referee makes the pronouncement. Well, this much we knew, and that much we didn't. Unsuccessful challenge. That's going to help Adar here. Vasilisa Marzaliuk. She doesn't want to settle for silver. Turkey's Yasmin Adar. Working hard here now. Last 20 seconds in this one. Well, we've seen how important the balance of the matches have been. You can just about hear the Turkish coach in the background, shouting loudly, giving encouragement. How much it means, that relationship between athlete and coach, so important. Marzaliuk on the cusp here, has to give up the silver, but it's Turkish delight. Yasmin Adar. Well, that's what it means to the coaches, and that's what it means to the athlete. Well, you've got to love that. Marzaliuk gave it all she had. Silver for Belarus. And look at the emotion for the Turk. Marzaliuk, defeated, dejected and exhausted, had it in her hands, but she just couldn't get it in the end. Yasemin Adar, well, world champion in the end. That's got a nice ring to it.